Yo, what's poppin' gamers? WQ here, guys. You already know what's good. Guys, gamers, if you're a gamer, make sure to hit the subscribe button right now and you become an alpha gamer. I'm actually turning real gamers into alpha gamers, and I want to show you guys why right now I'm trying to create real alpha gamers. This guy, Logan Eric, he comes in my channel and he says a lot of things and he starts asking me questions because I'm trying to move on from the corrupt, Link to the Past parasitic clique that's attached to the Link to the Past community, the great Link to the Past community. And this Eric Logan guy, he types about, I don't know, like 2 essays. Like he had a 200-word essay due tomorrow. Apparently this was his essay for his class. I'm like, what's going on, dude? So I read it and I'm like, dude, Eric, look, I want you to subscribe to my YouTube channel right now. Right now, because guess what, Eric? I don't know what the fuck you're saying in this message. Like, no one's gonna be able to read this shit. It makes no sense. And multiple times, you say yourself, you hardly speak the game, you have no idea what you're talking about. Like, this is stupid, dude. No one's reading this garbage. So I actually personally am reaching out to Eric right now to click the subscribe button. Bang on that subscribe button. You know what's good for you, Eric. And big things are gonna happen to you. You're gonna start thinking a lot better. You're gonna start thinking clearly. You're gonna start winning. And like, you know, Eric, that's incredible. You're changing your life right now. You're changing your gameplay. You're revolutionizing everything. You're doing something that you wanna do, that you're happy about. That's gonna be more fulfilling in your life. That's gonna go longer. You're gonna be able to put more time and energy into that. You're gonna get more out of it. You're gonna make more money in the long term. Everything is gonna go better for you. You're gonna get more women, you know what I'm saying? So it's gonna be good for you, Eric, once you hit the subscribe button right now. So now, Eric, and I think he's in front of his, he said some things, but then it got me thinking, do I still hate the Link to the Past community, guys? Like, I don't think I ever really hated the Link to the Past community, because like, think about that. I kind of am the Link to the Past community. I don't hate myself. Like, well, I don't hate myself at all. In fact, I love myself, guys. But how can I not love my guns, dude? How can I not love myself? Come on, guys, how can I not love myself? I'm fucking attractive as hell. My bank account's loaded. I got this like ridiculous audience. It's an unbelievable good audience. Like, how can I hate myself? I don't really think I hate the Link to the Past community. I don't think I ever did. That doesn't really make sense. In fact, I liked the Link to the Past community more than anyone else in history, right? In all of existence. No, it's this parasitic clique. I don't even think they play Link to the Past. So it's like, yeah, I don't like them at all. So hold up, guys, the car's coming. Car's coming, but it's too slow for me. I'm too fast for the car. Now the tournament, the NMG tournament, the Link to the Past clique is poorly running, by the way. It's failing. It's completely failing, and that was actually kind of funny. That's kind of funny, actually. So. I wake up every day and I check the Link to the Past directory and I laugh every day. I have a good laugh, a little chuckle. Because it's like, wow, this is really failing. And it's like, okay, my goal is not for the Link to the Past tournament to completely collapse and fail. That wasn't my goal from the start at all. That wasn't my intention at all. But I just kind of predicted that it would happen. Like I said probably a dozen times, I will be DQ'd from the Link to the Past tournament, no matter what, before it even started. I said, like, you guys, no one's guaranteed me. I will be DQ'd. I'll try my best to not, but you know, I will be DQ'd. They'll just make up random rules. That's exactly what happens. It's like, I wasn't trying to like sabotage it, but truthfully, me not being in it, I think community image, it took a hit. It took a fucking hit. So that's pretty funny. Either way, because like my image went up, like my viewer base went up, like things for me went up. But yeah, not only am I the best Link to the Past player of all time, which is pretty incredible, I'm actually now the best randomizer player of all time. Yes, guys, I actually got the randomizer any percent, no major glitches world record last night. Too bad I fucking pulled the lamp out. To be fair, I like choked because I didn't know what to do. I was like, let's pull the lamp out. Yeah, I don't know, that'd easily give me 25. I think you can get 24. So, I'll take it, that's pretty cool. I got 4 in a row, actually. I have 4 in a row, what? 4 records in a row, yeah, it was pretty crazy. So what I did is I took the randomizer game, I made a custom seed that was optimal fastest. I put all the regular items, it started with everything, so I put every setting to be fastest, no major glitches, because the glitches, they're terrible. It's like a 2-minute run, like it's really terrible. There's no glitches that are stupid, and then it's fast as possible randomizer setting, so you'll never see a randomizer run fast in this unless I beat my own record. So the reason I did that, and the way that differs from how the Link to the Past randomizer community usually speedruns, is what they do is they race automatically generated seeds, and then they just race a new seed. So the Link to the Past randomizer community, they're not really speedrunning at all. What they're doing is they are racing new seeds over and over, and then they're just I guess, taking their best run. So they don't really have PBs because they technically have PBs, but they don't really care about PBs. That's like if I did Elite Pass speedruns, only raced it. I literally never practiced it. I only raced. And instead of ever taking my PB, we just took like tournament results. Now the Link to Pass tournament is like mostly dead. That's not how speedrunning works. Speedrunning is kind of the opposite, where people only look at PBs, right? So the randomizers, they're kind of doing it backwards. So what I did is I just took the randomizer game, the ROM hack, and then I speedran it. I just speedran in the ROM hack, and I got the any% randomizer world record for Link to Pass, which is pretty powerful, guys. That's pretty incredible. So it was a custom seed, and a lot of people say, okay, well, wait a minute. What about a race seed? Like, why don't you speedrun a race seed? That seems like it would make more sense. It'd be more legitimate of a world record, even though what I did is the fastest world record. That's what speedrunning is. And the reason for that is, why would I not start with all the items? Like, so I started with all the items. That's a randomizer feature. If you don't start with all the items, the literal speedrun, and you did a custom seed, the literal speedrun, let's say you started with base items, right? Link to Pass base items. You would go to Kakariko, get all the items, and then do the exact same thing I did. So it's kind of silly to not do what I did, right? It's just slower for no real reason. There's no benefit. It's still going to beat every single race PB by a long shot. Doesn't really make sense. And then the reason it's a custom seed is because if you ran, if you tried to speed run a not custom seed, there's two ways you can do it. One, you can literally do random seed RTA, where you try to get the best time off of a random seed. It's a little arbitrary because are you not allowed to do another run of an old seed? Like, you're literally not allowed to run an old seed. But if that's the case, what if you just did a seed and then you pretended it was random, like you just cheated? There's absolutely no way to detect that. That's super easy to cheat. So that's why you can't really do random seed RTA. It's kind of not, it doesn't work, right? This isn't Minecraft. You can't do random seed RTA because the seeding's not built into the ROM hack. So that doesn't work. So the only realistic way to do the race mode speedrunning is if you took a automatically generated seed and you RTA'd an automatically generated seed, which would include generating a random seed. So I'm thinking about doing that as well and getting the randomly generated seed world record. The problem with that is it's a little arbitrary because it's like, I literally just have to find the fastest race time of randomizer, and then what I would do is I would just like run through the seed a few times to get the record, and it's like, this is super arbitrary. The benefit to that is it's kind of fun because if somebody else generated a new random seed that was like, the routing was faster, they could actually get the record. So that seems kind of cool. Again, the big problem with this is, what if somebody just made a custom seed, pretended it was a randomly generated seed? Nobody would know. Like, you can't do anything about that. So that's why I think the any% no major glitches category I did for randomizer is totally legitimate, and not only legitimate, it's the only logical conclusion. It's the only thing that makes sense. But yeah, what I'm gonna do anyway, I think, is I'm gonna get the world record, you know, in both standard and open randomizer, randomly generated seeds. And RTA, I'm just going to RTM because it doesn't really make sense to me that it's a newly generated randomly. It doesn't make sense. That's just nonsense. So I'm going to just RTA a random seed, get the record on that, and that's going to be really funny because every single time you guys go onto the Speed Gaming channel and there's a randomizer race, make sure when they talk about who has the world record in randomizer, they reference my name because I actually have the world record in randomizer. Which I think is pretty funny, and I really hope, I encourage anybody to try to beat my randomizer time. I'm gonna link it in the description and link the seed. It's a 26-minute speed run. It's a lot of fun, and you can actually adjust the difficulty. I start with 10 hearts and no shield for lag reduction, but you can adjust the difficulty. You can have boo bottles, you can have fairies. L and R can switch the items in the menu, instant menus. It's a lot of fun, it's easy. It's a lot of content too. It's like all content, because there's no cutscenes in randomizer, so it's like all content. It's pretty fun. If you like speedrunning, if you want to be in second place, make sure you do that. You'll never beat my time. So guys, the Link to Pass randomizer scene is really big. Everybody knows this, but I think it's funny because Link to Pass has the best randomizer. In other communities, they're highly jealous about our randomizer community because we have the best randomizer, which is pretty funny. Unfortunately, for me especially, there's no good players in the randomizer community, and because they don't speedrun or they like casually speedrun, no players from randomizer ever get good. They just start playing randomizer a bunch. They do it, it's super casual, and I like the casual stuff. I love people who are casual, even though I'm like really hardcore and like, you know, top of every leaderboard. I like the casual stuff, but if there's 100 casual players, just statistically there's gonna be one guy who's good at the game, right? That's how it works. Look at League of Legends, right? There's very good players in League of Legends, even though proportionally there's more casual players in League of Legends than there are in even randomizer, but there's still very good players in League of Legends. So what's the problem with randomizer here? There's no good players in it, and it's like there's zero. There's thousands of randomizer players, and there's literally zero good players out of it. That's an issue. So what I'm doing is I'm hoping that some of the randomizer players can either hope to beat my world records, which they never will, or they can just see it and maybe they can get improved. And I think part of that is because they don't take it seriously. They don't actually speedrun. Randomizer players don't speedrun. What they do is they technically speedrun. They just race for fun, and then they happen to speedrun. And you see the conflict in a lot of these guys because they race with splits. They do race with splits, which means that they are trying to PB, or they actually, there's some semblance of a PB there, and there's a timer in the game, by the way. So it's like, they do kind of care about PB, but there's no leaderboard, which again really kills the competitive drive. It also kills the optimization. And then also, not only is there no leaderboard, there's no sense of like getting better at something. And that's what speedrunning is, and it's very good at, it's very good at getting better at something because you do something hundreds of times. You do the same thing hundreds of times in a row, and then when you do it, it's like when you do randomizer once or twice, it's new experience every time, right? But when you do a speedrun once, twice, 3 times, you encounter the exact same situations, and then you get to redo them and you get better at them. That's how you get better at them. You never do that in randomizer, and so the randomizer players never improve. Where if you take someone like me, who what I would do is I would RTA a specific seed. I would try to get good at a specific seed, or try to get good at like 10 specific seeds, and then that way it forces your brain to develop strategies and learn strategies, and that's gonna go a lot farther than just trying to beat your randomizer PB, which is just total nonsense. I'm at the public park, and there's some kind of kickball game going on. Some kind of kickball game, and I like kickball because I'm really good at it. I'm better than all these people at kickball. But I don't like it because it's not competitive. There's no competitive people at this kickball game. I think it's kind of, it might be a randomizer. Maybe they're kicking around a random ball, and then they don't practice it. There's no sense of improving at it. It's like, it's a little random. So yeah, if somebody can make an argument for doing randomly generated seeds and getting the best time in a randomly generated seed, if somebody can make an argument for that, that'd be interesting. And I think there'd be more merit behind what randomizer people are doing. But as far as I understand, there's really no argument for that. The only competitive integrity behind randomizer would be to either go for an 80% world record. I'm gonna be honest, it's a little boring. Or more interestingly, do RTA a randomly generated seed. RTAing a randomly generated seed, that seems like more interesting. Whatever the case is, guys, I'm the best at it. So make sure to subscribe to my YouTube channel and you become an alpha gamer like me. And you learn how to win, you learn the secrets of gameplay.